Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to our series on being fair. I will read to you a series of short stories from the book What It Means to Be Fair by Michelle La Grange. Our first story is Fair People Include Others in Activities. Michelle, Tammy, and Hannah were giggling in the play corner of their classroom. "I love playing Let's Pretend," said Hannah. "Why don't we put on these dress-up clothes and play farmer?" "Good idea. I'll put on these overalls and milk the cows." Mitchell wriggled into his costume. "And I'll put on this farmer's cap and brush the horses," added Tammy, rummaging through the clothes trunk. Hannah said, "I'm going to use this bucket and feed the chickens." As she looked up, she noticed Janice standing alone, watching them with a sad expression on her face. "Janice, would you like to play with us? You can drive the tractor," Hannah offered. Janice grinned. "Gee, thanks. I wasn't sure if there was room for me." Hannah smiled. "There's always room for you." The lesson: leaving people out of a group can make them feel unhappy. If you ask others to share in your activities, everyone feels good. Our second story is being fair means letting others share in decisions. "That was really fun," said Tammy, sinking back into a big beanbag chair. "Do you guys want to play another game? I think there's still enough time before reading period." "How about Duck, Duck, Goose?" asked Anna. "I'd rather play Wonder Ball Goes Round and Round," said Mitchell. "So would I," said Janice. "What about you, Tammy?" "I like Duck, Duck, Goose better. So it looks like half of us want to play one thing and the other half want to play something else. What should we do?" "Since Hannah suggested an idea first, let's do that for a while," said Janice. "And if we have time, we'll play Wonder Ball too. Otherwise, we can play tomorrow." Everyone nodded in agreement. The lesson: it is best to consider everyone's opinion when you're trying to decide on a group activity. That way, a fair choice can be made. Our next story is Fair People Do Not Jump to Conclusions. Ryan gazed out the family room window and watched as the wind bent trees nearly in half and the rain flooded the flower garden. "I hate thunder and lightning," said Ryan as he hugged his pet rabbit, Hoppy. Hoppy squirmed in his arms. "Don't be a baby, Ryan. There's nothing to be afraid of," his brother Cameron scoffed, adding another card to the card house he was building. "This house sure is big, isn't it?" "It sure is," agreed Ryan. He was glad to have something else to think about instead of the thunder. "I'm going to find another deck of cards to make the house even taller. Don't touch it while I'm gone, Ryan, or it'll fall down," Cameron warned. "I won't," Ryan answered. Just then, a loud clap of thunder rang through the house. Before Ryan could stop him, Hoppy leaped from his arms into Cameron's card house. It collapsed in an instant, and Hoppy ran under the Chesterfield. A moment later, Cameron walked into the room. "Look what you did!" he roared. "I told you not to touch my card house, but you had to fool around with it, didn't you?" "That's not what happened," cried Ryan, emerging from beneath the Chesterfield with Hoppy in his arms. The thunder scared Hoppy and he jumped on it. He moved too fast for me to stop him, Cameron. It was an accident. Oh, Cameron replied, feeling a little ashamed. I guess I should have asked you what happened. I'm sorry I yelled at you, Ryan. That's okay, Cameron, replied Ryan. Hey, why don't we build a new card house all together? The brothers set out to build the tallest card house ever. Lesson: always give someone a chance to explain what happened. Otherwise, you might jump to the wrong conclusion and hurt someone's feelings.